Let's go. What's up, bro? We got a podcast in the metaverse, bro.
Yeah. Who knew that this is what it was all building up to through the entire first season? And now we are here kicking off season 2 with all of you guys, a live studio audience.
Let's go. Every Tuesday.
A podcast. We didn't even know what was happening. We were 15 episodes into this.
It seems to be helping and impacting a lot of people. We'll see you every Tuesday on the Well Metaverse podcast. Peace.
I don't know why I chuck deuces. Like I don't chuck deuces. What was that?
Hey. Jason, well, you're not Jason Earls.
I am. It's just we're heading into winter, and so I haven't been outside very much, so I look a little pale. Here's the deal. I've been on this show, I think, more than Jason.
Yeah, yeah. You've been on countless times, Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I've never. I wish my bank account looked like Bob Dylan's. I've been on this so many times, and I don't think I've ever seen Jason on here. In fact, whenever I logged in, I literally was like, "All right, let's hear the excuse this week." And you open with like what was happening. So.
Yeah, well, he had a pretty good one. I actually just got a text from him a little while ago, and his son, who is a football player, like this dude, I've seen some highlight reels. He's getting after it, but he broke the tip of his finger at football practice this morning. So they got him out at a specialist, and they're trying to get him all healed up and whatnot. So
you want to know one of the pluses. I haven't ever talked about this, but one of the pluses of me marrying Sarah, and we've been a blended family because I got 2 young bonus kids, but my kids had kind of aged out. So if I was at a party and I didn't want to be there, I would always use my kids. Like, oh, I'm getting a text from Culture. But my friends started realizing that my kids were older now. They're like, wait a minute, isn't he at A&M? Like, what does he need? And now I've got 2 more younger kids that I can use an excuse to like, oh, Mason,
that's nice. Just cycle them right in there, like right into the excuse pod.
I basically bought myself 6 more years of excuses to get out of a party.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, man, it's good to see you. People are saying hello. Alma says he sure does frown a lot. Maybe it should be. I think she's referencing your name of Bob Smiley. Yeah, because Kimberly Ann says, yeah, let's Smiley with Bob.
You know, I've never thought about my last name being Smiley.
So it's really kind of a cool coincidence because you're a comedian.
Oh yeah. I remember because I grew up with this name, so I just like it's just my name. And then I remember the first radio interview I ever did. The guy was like, "Well, everybody wants to know, is Smiley your real last name?" And I wish I still had a tape of this, but I was like, "Yeah, of course. Why? What?" And I just sounded like an idiot, like because everybody's like, "Oh, that's got to be a fake name," but I just never thought about it. Like it's just always been my name. But yeah, people like to reference it quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And my last name of alcoholic.
Yeah, you really nailed that too.
Yeah. Somebody just asked me again, and I mean, I've done comedy about this, but somebody literally asked me, how'd you become an unemployed alcoholic? I'm like, oh, it was easy. All you got to do is not try not to.
Yeah. So great. Why aren't we reading Harry Joe's?
We love Bob.
There you go. Yeah, we're reading all the Bob Frowny stuff, but yeah, we're ignoring the love. Hey, Carrie.
That's right. Yeah, boy, that was so fun. So anybody who's watching that doesn't know, we had a special treat last night in the Soapstone. Mr. Bob Smiley himself came in and ran some comedy. Did a great comedic set that we got to do some video recording for, and we got some exciting stuff coming up coming up for that. So thanks again, Bob, for popping in for that. It was good.
Yeah, I know we talked about this before, but that is one of the great things about the Soapstone is it is so good for comics to just run bits. So I did 2 new bits. One I'd never done on stage before at all. The other one I'd only done like 2 or 3 times. And it's so great that I'm sitting in my office and I've got a packed house and I'm trying out bits to see, how they work or how they didn't work, as it turned out. But no, it was they actually both went over really well, and it was really fun. And we were I think we can say this, but we were like practicing like filming and seeing how to do different camera angles and stuff like that. And
yeah, we were playing around with some stuff there, and yeah, we got some great footage, and it'll be the middle of next month when all will be clear on what exactly we were working on.
Yeah, it's so good because you're there, but you're not really there. So if a bit's bombing, you can stick in it.
I did notice you coined up a couple times on stage. I was like, oh, he's just resetting.
yeah. It's funny because I did a video on my socials the other day about this because I said, the thing that annoyed me the most when I was a kid was people that bit their nails. Like I didn't get, I'm like, just put your shoe back on and take your spelling test. And then it became people that would, and you probably still see this, where people will play their music or their movies at the airport and with no headphones, the last 2 or 3 months, the most annoying people now, in my opinion, are people that just let their kids just run during a comedy show and they'll run around the room. And I've had so many of those. And so I was doing a show in Louisiana last weekend. I haven't told you this. And I'm up there on stage and it's all families, which is great, but they're literally letting their kids just run around and they're throwing stuff. One kid hit her head on the, it was at a church, hit her head on the pew. The dad just picked her up and just held her and she was screaming. And by that point, I didn't even care. I just turned and I just did my show staring at the dad like, are you? And the whole time I'm just saying my lines like it's so mechanical, but I'm saying it just staring at him. And he's just looking at me, just like
he's like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah. And I was like, take your kid out,
Yeah.
But I didn't want to say that. I would be
wow. I mean, if a kid falls, that's one thing, but I don't know that you got to take her out.
Yeah, no. This kid needed to be taken out. This kid, I think everybody, but here's why I'm telling you this. So I'm standing there and it's just miserable because they're having a good time because they think, oh, it's a comedy show. Yeah, of course you can make noise and, step on punchlines and stuff like that. And so I literally was standing on stage and I just reached up and I just did this. And nobody knew what I was doing, but I literally was wishing I could just disappear. I had a headset on. Because you remember that. Were you in the Soapstone when I popped in randomly and tried the first set? I don't think you were.
I was there when there was all the kids.
I just disappeared.
Yeah, because there's like 4 or 5 kids that were in there, and they were pretty obnoxious.
Yeah. So I was like just testing it out, and I started doing it, and it was so obnoxious, and I was like, "What am I doing?" And I just disappeared. And I was like, that is the greatest gift to comedy. Is like
that's right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that any of us would have made it through early days of comedy if we had that opportunity.
Yeah. Junior high lock in at 4 a.m. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, we got a couple more comments here. Hey, Moonbeam Dog. I think this is the young man that I met in the Soapstone just a little while ago. Young dude and a phenomenal builder. Like he came up and he started asking like really engaging questions. I hope I'm thinking of the right person here. Comment in, Moonbeam.
Well, he's already given us a lot to think about. He wrote, yo.
That's right. And then he said, hey man, lower your phone volume. I think that it's me. I don't know. Hopefully my volume is all right.
My phone's on mute.
Yeah, but young man, great builder. Oh, look at this. So last night, Film Sensei, who's also known as Sensei J.
Say Jay.
Yeah, he was in the audience doing some filming and also just enjoying your show. And he just recently caught you live. And he said last night, or no, right now, he's actually wearing his Chicken of the Tree shirt. What's that all
That's so
about?
great. Yeah, I mean, I didn't come on here to plug my merchandise at bobsmiley.com, but I definitely will. Yeah, Sensei Jay came out and hung out at a show I did, I think in Pennsylvania or somewhere. And it's just super cool, like, because you build these friendships in, the VR, and then all of a sudden, like, they'll come to, your show, and then you actually, like, you're not just introducing yourselves, you're like, you already have stuff to talk about. And yeah, he's a super cool dude. I don't know Moonbeam Dog. Forward to getting to know that person, but yeah, Sensei Joe, Terminator, all those guys have like become kind of my pack,
Yeah.
Super cool.
Good
and
stuff.
Lolly D, I don't know if she's ever still doing stuff, but she.
Lolly D.
Hi, Bob. I'm a big fan girl. You know that.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah. So I've always been a fan of Bob Smiley's long before he showed up at the Soapstone. So you know how I was geeking out when I first saw him over there, going, "Oh my God!" So I'm very happy you're there. It's always fun when you're here. Or what's that guy's name? Aaron. He said, no, I'm just kidding. He and I were talking before you came out and said, we really don't have to do anything today. We just have to say, and here's Bob Smiley.
And here we go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I got into comedy so I could tell jokes and hopefully bring joy to people. And yesterday, again, we were just messing around with like different filming stuff. And you handed me, can we talk about this? You handed me a broom.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, here's what I want you to do. And you put me in a green screen so you can't see anything but green. And you're like, walk a diagonal line while you're sweeping and tell one-liner jokes. And I had this flashback of like when I was 22 and starving. I was like, I'm going to get on a stage. I never knew I'd be like, somebody would hand me a broom virtually. And I'm trying to, it was just, I was like, man, it's a brave new world.
Yeah, putting on a show in the metaverse isn't easy. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah.
That was wild. But I'll tell you, it's things like that really make the filming process in the metaverse so special. Like that was, we didn't have a green screen behind us. We were fully engulfed in green screen.
Yeah.
So from any angle that we have video footage from, we can drop the backgrounds out and place that in anywhere that we want to. Yeah, that's
When I finally left, I went outside. My wife and I were putting up some stuff, and she was like, "How was it?" And I was like, "I was just in a haunted house," because it's all green around you, and then all of a sudden your face would just come in like, "Sweep faster."
That's I mean, that's how you know that you've made it, when you're in a haunted house just sweeping up with a virtual broom.
When you're a cartoon version just sweeping nothing.
That's right.
You were even like, you're sweeping too low. I'm like, no dust. Like, how do you?
That's right. I was critiquing quite a bit there. I'm like, no, walk more diagonally, like sweep higher.
Yeah.
Tell more jokes.
Yeah.
That's
always the weird thing, because I'm just sitting there trying to get it all done, and then you were like, okay, can we have 12 more? And I'm like, oh, jokes. I totally forgot I was doing that. Like, let me get through jokes.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think all that to say, there's lots of merchandise on bobsmiley.com.
Excellent. So tell us more about this merchandise.
I write the Average Boy book series for middle school kids, and I have 3 books out. 4th book is on its way. I've got shirts. I have DVDs. If there's any Amish people watching, maybe
we can pull up a banner with bobsmiley.com. I'll let you play with that, Lolly, backstage. See if
how do we not already have that?
I don't know. That's an oversight on our part. Let me apologize on behalf of Lolly D, our producer, for not having that. she's laughing backstage, everybody.
That was my whole goal. Is one, I just wanted to hang out with you guys, but when we first popped on, Lolly was like, "No, I'm in the background," and I was like, "Oh, you won't be."
That's right. We like to just pop her out every once in a while.
Yeah.
So I have to run and get my phone in order to make that happen.
Nope, don't worry about it.
Turn your phone down, because evidently Moonbeam.
I know. Well, I'm not a very loud person, so that's not usually an issue. Gotta go.
Yeah, that was the funniest thing she's ever said.
that was pretty good.
She's not very loud.
Yeah.
She's the only one that talks and confetti still comes out. She doesn't even have to do her hands. Like it's
That's
still
right. Yep.
loud.
Good stuff. Well, bobsmiley.com, they can find all that all that stuff on, which is good. Yeah, this is an exciting video. I'm looking forward to when this airs. I'm not going to jump too deeply into what we're doing with it, but of course you're going to be performing a little bit, and we're going to be really the things that we stand for in the Soapstone or our to-do list. The things that we do is we like to encourage people towards the spotlight. We like to empower leaders and share the things that we're learning. And this video that we're putting together, when that goes live, that's going to do all of those things. And
and again, it's just such a great atmosphere. First of all, the changes that you guys have made in the Soapstone just in the last couple of months, like with everybody elevated, like right over, it's so conducive of you're setting people up for success, because you've got everybody right. They're not in the back milling around passing donuts and stuff. Like everybody's right up on you. And I've got lots of friends, I two guys at my church that want to do comedy that shouldn't.
Yeah.
And Scott, you know who you are, but they want to do it, and I'm like, yeah, just come over and we can get you up on the Soapstone, and they can actually get up and try stand up, and that's so cool, because otherwise you have to go down to a comedy club and wait in line and all that kind of stuff. And
oh yeah, the accessibility, it's just there. And again, like that's the biggest advantage of, well, I'd say there's two huge advantages to the metaverse. And the first is exactly what you're talking about, is accessibility. There's experiences that you can access so much easier than IRL. You can put a headset on and be teleported there. And then the second, of course, is the sense of presence. When you're on that stage up there running your set, you're on a stage in a room full of people running a set. Yeah.
And I would like to point out, last night I stayed on the stage the whole time. Like I did not fall off.
You didn't fall off once.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, the first time I ever did an actual like full set and not just practice it, I got up there and I accidentally moved off the stage and could not figure out how to get back on the stage. So I'm sitting in my office, like trying to move, but also, hey, waka, waka, waka. Oh, how do I get up the stairs? So I ended up doing my whole set just to the right of the stage. So I'm getting better. Yeah.
I'll tell you. So kind of tied in with this thing that we were filming for last night, we had some friends from Dr. Grin's Comedy Club here in Grand Rapids run a kind of like a little test show, for some time in the future, if they want to take over the comedy at the Soapstone. But they came out and they actually performed on stage at Dr. Grin's with a headset on, and they were on stage at the same time in the Soapstone. Yeah, it was super cool.
And you've done that, like,
yeah,
you did that. I don't know what we can talk about or not, but I think we can talk about the inside job. Like I definitely think it was the. Wouldn't it be great if I just like went to static?
We can't talk about JFK.
But yeah, you did that out in LA, where you were doing a show for people in the room, but also show for people in the Soapstone, and that was interesting to watch. Like it was.
Yeah, it's a cool experience. I did that in LA one time, and then we partnered with the Comedy Project, and actually Vice News came out and filmed it both in the metaverse and IRL at their place, and that was cool. And then this thing that we're working with Dr. Grins on, it's cool. I'll tell you where it's really gonna mesh together and be like, ooh, now it's there. Is when some of the AR, the augmented reality, when that comes together, and you can see both the people that are in VR at the same time as you see the people that are IRL, like that right there is gonna, I mean, it'll just be there. Like that'll be an incredible experience to perform and watch comedy, both IRL intermeshed with people that are in VR. That'll be awesome.
Wow, that's cool.
And when is that coming? I don't know. But at Meta Connect, they talked a lot about the augmented reality, the new headset that I just got over there. Wow, wow, wow. That's the Quest 3. And it's
how small is it? Because they're getting smaller, aren't they?
They are, yeah. It's quite a bit lighter and smaller and closer to your face than the Quest 2.
Because the first one, the one I still use, like I have to have my kids stand on the sides and hold it.
One on each side. Yeah. This one's come a long way since then, and it's VR like that one, but it also is the AR, so that you can have experiences like in your room that you're in, and an alien can pop out of the wall or whatever. So
really,
it's really this dovetail that's happening right now with the technology.
Crazy that's happening right now with my birthday fast approaching.
Yeah. When is your birthday?
September 11th.
So
it's not fast approaching, but it's coming around again.
How do you remember that day?
Oh yeah, it's very, very memorable. Yeah. It's I always feel bad celebrating my birthday. Like I just stay quiet on social media because I don't be like,
that's right. Yeah. Hey, happy birthday to me, everybody. Yeah.
What else is going on? You don't want to do that.
Right.
So I guess my birthday, Christmas.
Christmas is coming.
Weird with Christmas coming up so fast, Aaron.
I wonder if we could work something out. We'll file that. Well, I'll put that in the crock pot back here and see if
the one I have is old. Like I did take the vote for Al Gore sticker off of it, but it's so bulky. My oldest son Coulter, because he's done it too. He's jumped in the soapstone. As my character, so people thought I was terrible, but he's actually like gotten kind of into it and stuff. But he was showing me, we were in Walmart. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I think it was Walmart. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But and it looked like they were getting smaller and more, concise. So
yeah, they are cool. The other big thing, Film Sensei says his first VR headset was a Viewmaster. Very nice. Oh, Mama Bray says her birthday is tomorrow. So
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Well, they have to change the profile name to Mom Bray 31.
Hell.
Doing a countdown.
Yeah. Good stuff. So the other, I was going to tell you the other thing, because I've got the Quest Pro, which is a really nice headset.
Must be nice.
Yeah, and I got the Quest 3, and I figured the Quest 3 would kind of be my backup because the Quest Pro has the facial tracking, which is super important. But the Quest 3 quickly became my go-to headset because everything processes so crisp and cleanly. I'm like, well, okay, this is the one that I'm going to be wearing now. Mama Bray says, no, it'll be 33. So she's a couple years behind on her name. And
time to do the update.
Yeah, Claire Bear says her birthday next month.
I love we're talking about like the latest and new, like where we're headed in the future and stuff. And now it's all become about when people's birthday is. I will derail any podcast.
Did somebody say birthday? Because I don't know if anybody knows this, but I have a birthday. It comes
that reminds me. Does anybody have any pets? I'll deflect.
Yeah, that's a great way for if a Facebook conversation or chat gets a little too ugly, just start throwing pet pictures up there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Does anybody here have any pets?
Somebody's got a Q3. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's a new kind of lizard. No, that's the
All right.
Quest 3. That's yeah. And yeah, that's good stuff.
What
Kimberly
is
Ann.
this is super off the subject, but
Yeah.
you have a favorite birthday gift that you got that stands out above everything else?
Huh.
This show doesn't have to be about VR, right? I can ask.
No, we're getting into the deep stuff. So Renee's birthday is December 1st.
Okay.
And a couple years back, actually, when I left my job and became the unemployed alcoholic and was going through addiction recovery and all that good stuff, like part of the way that I would feel good about myself is when her birthday would roll around. Like we would just do some blow it up great stuff. We called it, at first it was her birthday weekend extravaganza. And then there was one year that it was actually birthday week extravaganza, and we'd see concerts and go to comedy shows and just blow it up and do fun stuff. So my favorite birthday gift is the gifts that I actually got Renee during birthday week extravaganza.
That was so well answered, man. I feel like we got that teed up. We did not plan that, but that is a great husband move right there.
Yeah, and I'm certain she's never watched this show, but with you on here, she might actually watch this one. So I'm
going to piggyback on that though and say I totally agree, because my favorite gifts are gifts that I have gotten your wife as well. So I am with you. I like that people aren't even listening.
That's right.
One dog, one bird.
Claire Bear right on time says one dog and one bird. I think those are her favorite birthday gifts she's ever received. Oh man, boy, this is good. You know, and I know I mentioned this last night, but man, Bob, like to see the evolution of your comedy in VR and to watch you go from very proficient, very funny to just crushing it. It's been really cool to see. What do you attribute that to? How do you
Well, it is a completely different, and I was talking to Christian about this morning, who's a comic that we're mutual friends with, because I'm trying to get him involved, but it's a completely different timing. And I think I've finally gotten that timing down of like, because I will, in my live shows, I'll hit a punchline and then I'll walk and they're laughing. And so I'm walking and then I'll get up, set up, punchline, boom. And then so I have this rhythm, it's very, Chris Rock is great about it, where he's like, walking like the preacher, and he'll say it 3 times and then hit the punchline and then he'll walk around. And so you get into these rhythms, but with, at the Soapstone, there's that little delay. And also you don't know what other people are doing. So they could be listening to your show, but also, petting their dog or bird. I don't want to leave Bear out. And so there's just that little bit of it just kind of throws off your normal timing. And so I figured out how to embrace that. So last night, like I would say something and it would take just a second for them to get it, and then the laughs to come back and stuff. So I would just kind of like move my head and, shrug my shoulders. And there's so many great little ways that you can express yourself now with your character that, you can incorporate that into your timing. And so I think that's really kind of helped a lot. And just repetition. It's just like regular stand-up, just getting up and doing it over and over and figuring it out.
Nice. Yeah, and I think your comedic style fits really nice too, because you'll set it up and then you'll deliver that punchline and the audience is kind of catching up.
Yeah.
You kind of lob them out there and the audience is like, oh, and I one of the things that I really love about your comedy is like, you're like, okay, all right, this is, you set everything up, like you don't even know it's a joke coming, because you're setting everything up as, okay, this is what's going on, and then you lob that punchline out there, and then the audience hits it, and you're on to the next thing. So that,
yeah, it's a lot of misdirection, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, here's a little morsel for you. Now let's talk about, like drapes, and then we're on to the next thing. So yeah, and that keeps it like interesting for me, because then I don't have, like, some comics, they've got their whole show planned out, so they've got to stick with each bit translates and links into another bit and all that, and I'm like, let's talk about supermarkets, like, and I can just jump topics and stuff like that. It keeps it fun and interesting for me as well. So,
cool. Yeah. It feels like you're talking one-on-one directly with somebody in the audience, and you're just having a conversation.
Yeah. And that's because when I first started, there was only one person in the audience. So I think I fine-tuned that craft really well.
You mean he's not just talking to me?
Oh.
And there's some, the other listeners and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's very supportive, because one of the first things that I worried about when you were asking me to start doing this was, I was like, I have worked my tail off to build up a following and people to go like, okay, he's good, he knows what he's doing. If we go to a show, we know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was starting over, and I didn't want to go bomb in front of people that knew me. When we first did the very first legit where we advertised a show, I was I was outside of the Soapstone, and this guy popped in, and he was like, oh, I've watched your Dry Bar specials. And I was like, oh no, because I didn't want to then go up on stage and bomb. But everybody's so just like with you and encouraging, and they know it's kind of a new medium that we're trailblazing into, and so everybody's just like very, very encouraging, and and that really helps take the edge off.
Yeah. And that's something that's really special and unique to this community of people that's developed around the Soapstone. Like we really have great people that are hanging out there, and it's a very like intimate experience where you've got somebody on stage, and like you said, it's a new medium, and we're working through stuff, and the people in the audience are playing a big role in the experience, which is always the case. The audience plays a much more of a role in a live comedy show than people realize, but in VR, it's times 10.
Yeah, it's super crucial. And yeah, I think everybody comes with, you just really don't get that kind of heckling mentality of like, all right, make me laugh, circus monkey. More like, hey, let's have a good time together and see how this goes. It's very inclusive. And I know you guys have worked hard to make a safe place where people could go and try, some stand up and try new bits and try all that. And like, it was kind of cool last night, again, doing these 2 new bits that I just not worked out. And I'd be like, okay, this is a safe place for me to try this stuff out. And it went really well. Yeah. Except for that one lady got mad because I talked about women having to hit a certain word count. She just started shaking her head. And I did not know you could do individual fingers, but she was able to get one of them up.
Sometimes you see this one where people will take the one finger and make the fist. And
do it.
I think I just accidentally flipped our entire audience off. So I apologize for that, everybody. Wait, am I being banned? Like,
if you haven't been canceled by now, it ain't gonna happen. But that's another thing that Carrie Ann said on the comments, is that you get to go to all these shows for free. And so you're seeing people, that you maybe not, because I do travel a lot, but there are still places that Lolly D was asking me yesterday. She was like, when are you in California? And I'm in Santa Rosa at the beginning of December, but California is a big place. So I'm not anywhere near her, and yet she's still getting to, you know, pop in and see what I'm working on, see my new stuff. And so it is a great place that you can catch live comedy and you don't even have to leave your, you know, house or anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, Sturminator, he's in the UK and he was there last night, loving it. I heard him throw his patented cry out, "We love you, Bob Smiley."
Yeah. Well, and I did, so again, bleep me out if we can't, but I did his very British pub.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did that show for him again, just because he's become a friend of mine. And so he asked me to do it. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And so I performed in a virtual club in England, and I would have never been able to do that, you know? Like, I've been to England, but that was years ago. And, you know, I have 2 more years before they'll let me even back in, but that's not important right now. The point is like, I was able to go and do shows for a completely new audience in, you know, a place in England. It's just, yeah, it brings everybody closer together, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, again, it comes down to that accessibility and that sense of presence. It's because there is no other technology that you can be present with somebody who's in another country.
Yeah.
Like, you can be on video screen, Zoom call, whatever, but you do not feel like you're there. And VR, you do. It's pretty amazing.
Sometimes, because I popped in, I didn't tell you this, but I popped in about 9:30 yesterday morning just to make sure that I'd done all the updates and all that stuff. And man, it was a rowdy bunch.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that you could change. I knew you could change your what is it? I want to say aviator.
Avatar. Yeah.
It's early here. I knew you could change your avatar, but I had not seen the new Halloween line. Like, evidently everybody's avatar went to Party City and got costumes.
So this is something new that they've just rolled out in October, and there is so much customization that people can do with their avatars. And of course, like, that customization is going to go long past Halloween, and people will be able to identify themselves how they want. But it's really cool during Halloween that people can get. Actually, you know what? I'm going to share something on the screen, because we've got, starting tomorrow, we've got this Halloween party coming up.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if I got this here. Right. Okay, I do. It's right here.
Can we see it?
I guess. Oh, you can't see it?
No.
All right, there it is. Look at this. So here's the new avatars.
No, and I was so nervous about you putting those 2 big furry balls on my head, the purple and green, but I look good.
Yeah, Bob. I was surprised that's what you went with, but yeah, this has been cool. Like, because of course the thing that Horizon Worlds like just blows any other thing away at is their avatars, and they just keep getting better and better and better. And this last rendition of the avatars is, I mean, it's spectacular. And of course, you know, we get to celebrate that and celebrate the people within the Soapstone by doing this Halloween party. And it's going to start tomorrow, October 25th, and crescendo up with trivia on Halloween night on the 31st. So that's going to be super cool. We'll see. Actually, there's a poster, or there's 2 billboards up in the Soapstone right now that are promoting it. And then we've got some, there's going to be some other promotions for it as well.
Okay,
but it's
maybe, because I was going to ask you this after we got off the air, but what is it? Is it just where people, because the Soapstone is a great place for comedy, but it's also just has become great for community. But is it just a hangout thing, or are you running shows through, or what is the Halloween party?
Man, that's a great question. And I feel like we should bring Lolly out for this part, because she always kind of talks about what's coming up. If we say her name 3 times, she'll appear. Lolly.
Lolly.
There she is.
Well, we have been, and to be honest, we've been having a Halloween party the whole month, and it's been so much fun. Everybody's showing up in their costumes. I've been running this thing where I'm taking pictures of people, so they're sending me pictures, and I'm posting them everywhere. Trying to outdo each other in costumes. So it's really been a lot of fun. But our individual shows focus on Halloween. So, for example, in the singing shows, people are dressing up and coming up with Broadway themes and Halloween songs and the trivia is about Halloween at different points. And on my show, we've been focusing on spooky builds, focusing on the worlds that have been built out throughout the metaverse. So people are coming there to find these things out. What else is going on, not just in the soapstone, but throughout the metaverse. And we share that information. We're kind of a centralized hub, people come to and collect and move on to other things or just kind of find out what's what in the metaverse, right? So
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we're doing
All
this
right,
week.
so personal question. Do you dress up for Halloween in IRL?
I have. I've had some fantastic parties, all themed, where we went all out crazy. And this year, my Easter decorations are still up. So,
What about you, Aaron? Do you have a go-to costume?
Well, let's see. J Bag says I dressed as Flarp Flarp from the Mountain of Oculus.
Wow. I don't know what that is. I thought I saw that comment come in and I thought, oh, JJ's having a seizure. We should check on him.
Yeah.
I guess Flarp Flarp is a character.
I don't know what that is,
but you put it in our show.
I figure I should Google things like that before putting them on PG. Although I did mimic the double-handed hello earlier. So this show, Jason's not going to let us do this by ourselves anymore. He's like, you were talking about Flarp Flarps.
Yeah, we're gonna get notes. This is gonna be great.
Yeah. So probably the favorite outfit that I ever dressed up as was my wife and I. This could be one of the reasons I end up in hell. But we dressed up as a Catholic priest and a pregnant nun.
Pregnant nun. Oh yeah. Well, it was good knowing you, Aaron.
Yeah. That was fun. But the best part of that night, though, is because we went out to the bar and she was actually pregnant at the time, which is what motivated the costume. It was either that or a pumpkin. It had to be something. So she's pregnant. And we're sitting there at the bar table, everybody's drinking except for her, and then 3 more pregnant nuns come in to the bar, and they're just a bunch of frat boys that are dressed up as pregnant nuns. and they walk over and immediately start talking to her, and they're like, oh, this looks so real. And they just grab her belly, and the one's eyes light up about this big, and she's like, yeah, that's because I'm pregnant. and I'm out on the dance floor, doing this as the Catholic priest. She's like, that's my husband right over there. And you've never seen 3 pregnant nuns leave the bar so quickly.
That's so great. They're running out. They got a story. Like, man, that lady's dedicated to Halloween.
She started planning this like 6 months ago.
Yeah, she's playing the long game. Like,
that's right. Yeah, and we still call our youngest. I don't know what we would call her.
You were trying to get yourself canceled today.
Yeah, I know it. Like,
because I know you well enough to know whenever you're like, you start a thing and you're like, oh, I shouldn't be saying this.
That's right.
How do I tell them I have no inner monologue?
That's right. Yeah. But the filter's still working because I'm like going to the edge, and then
you're surviving. So, well, that's cool. Yeah, the party it sounds great, and it's ongoing for 3 days.
Yeah, actually for a full week. It starts tomorrow and runs through the 31st. So yeah, it's good stuff, and that's our featured show of the week this week. So all of them are getting their time in the spotlight, and people be dressing up and doing cool stuff.
So I won't bore everybody with getting you to explain how to change my how I can put a costume on, but afterwards I want you to tell me how to change my avatar.
For sure. Yeah, it's like, I mean, do you have your headset? We'll do this live on the air. No, I'm just kidding.
That is riveting.
Yeah, that's good. That's good television right there.
Actually, that is a good kind of how the sausage is made. If people knew like what it took to get me on a stage in the Soapstone, like
Actually, you crushed it. You crushed it this
yeah,
time.
but you had to spend a lot of like hours of texting me, and then I finally was able to get my AirPods in on the Oculus, where we could be talking on the phone, and you're like, "Nope, don't get out of that world. You are not old enough to be in there." You know, and that was just like I was so like just a novice when it came to all that stuff. But I'm kind of getting a handle on it. But yeah, if I could change, so can you you just pick different costumes and stuff? Do they just have
Yeah, if you just go in to customize your avatar, you can do it on the Quest home screen, or
okay.
you can now do it in Horizon Worlds as well. And if you go to customize your avatar, you can go through. Actually, Lolly has here you are, Lolly. Do you want to talk through some of the changes you've made to your avatar and how you
Oh
made
my
them?
gosh, I told you, boy, talk about the easy Halloween thing. We come in there, we've got different skin colors. We can make our hair any style, any color. We have face paint, we have makeup. I mean, it's so fun now. I mean,
The
they
two
added
tone
those.
hair and
Yeah, all of it. And yes, I have done it all. I've been the aliens, I've been a merchant, I've been dead, I've been a zombie, I've been everything. I'm something. I changed my
I've
Halloween.
been everything, man. I've been everything.
And I've changed my Halloween costume up to 3 times in a couple hours. It's because it's fun and it's fast. So
And I too, like, I got pretty crazy. I put on a different pair of shoes in the metaverse that has a little bit of orange. I know, so
I saw it.
yeah. Like
The
people
Crocs,
didn't recognize me.
my heart
at
rate.
first.
you
Yeah,
know, it's like
it's like you remind me of somebody, kind of, but yeah,
yeah, it was a chef, right? And that chef that wears orange Crocs or something. I think, right?
something.
So Bob, it's easy. You'll figure it out in 2 seconds and then you'll love it. It's fun.
Okay.
Very
Well, I'm
cool.
looking forward
Very
to it.
cool.
I'll pop in and out for the party.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of some work today and stuff, I think we ought to probably wrap this thing up, man. Bob, it's been super good to chat with you and hang out with you. And again, like when I think about next year, I think you have got some incredible things coming to you in the metaverse. I think it's going to be really cool. I think we're going to be able to share this experience and make it accessible to a lot of folks. And I personally, I see you playing a huge role in that. So thanks for who you are, man. Thanks for being involved, and thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
everybody should go see his stuff on Facebook. You, Bob, seriously, I'm all kidding aside. I told Aaron, you're such a naturally funny guy. I just put your little Facebook stuff on in the mornings, and it just makes my day. I just laugh so hard. So, so thank you for being who you are, because you really put some laughter into my day. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. And last follow-up question, Aaron, what's your most embarrassing moment?
Well, I think it was earlier today when when somebody asked me what's that thing on the back of my my dresser or my bookshelf. It's it's that right there. Actually, I'm gonna go get him. His name's Spam Boy.
Wait, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go get a gift that my son gave me for my birthday. Hold on.
Okay, all right.
And we'll just wait here, everybody. We're taking a momentary break. Well, oh, here he comes back.
Okay, so we like my oldest son and I like to give each other weird looking gifts. And usually it's like some little statue or something that we then hide all around the room. So go ahead, let's see your stuff.
Okay, all right. This is my friend. My sister actually made him, and we call him Spam Boy, and he means a lot to me because this guy's he's facing some challenges in life.
Oh my
He's all belly and toes, but look at those eyes. Like this dude's so happy and embracing life with arms wide open.
his
And
ears look normal. I would like to go on record saying that. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with how big his ears stick out.
There's nothing wrong with that. He's
Can you explain his name though?
he's got
Right?
well, he looks like he's made of spam. So he's called Spam Boy. And you know, when I look over at him, I think, you know, if he can be that that happy with his situation, I'm probably doing all right.
So it's a motivational troll.
It's yeah, this is a motivational troll.
And your
What do
sister
you got?
made that?
She did. She's a very talented artist.
So is anybody in your family normal?
Oh no, absolutely
Okay.
not.
Okay. This
Lost
is
in
what my
space
kid
is
got
scary.
me.
Oh, holy moly.
This is from an 80s movie called Critters. And
Yeah.
we like to watch old B movies and then make fun of them during the movies. And so he got that for Father's Day. He found DVDs. And so we started watching it. And it was actually not bad. Like we found ourselves like, we still made fun of it a little bit. And then he somehow, I don't know where he found this, but here's the great thing. So I hide this around the house, and yeah, I won't be married long, but it's fun while it's happening. But yeah, I love that we have creepy dolls.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, mine's not creepy. This, I think he's so friendly.
I'm going to send you a link to Webster's dictionary. Creepy means. Yeah, that is so. How long did you have to model for it?
It was one setting.
We're off the air, right? I can start thinking.
I wondered. I was like, why is she asking me to like do this?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, this was fun. Thank you everybody for tuning in and being a part of this metaverse adventure. We got big things coming up ahead of us all. The platform of Horizon Worlds and virtual reality and augmented reality and artificial intelligence and all of this stuff is going to dovetail together to continue to give us opportunities to be present with each other and also to have access to experience things that we would not otherwise. So thank you. And we will see you soon.
Yeah, not Jason, but us.